Good afternoon, everybody. Will DuPree here in the KXAN live studio. If you're just joining us, we are talking about the potential for severe weather coming into the area tomorrow. And the best person to have to talk about that today is our meteorologist, Jim Spencer. Jim, thank you for being here and for talking about all this.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody.
Yeah, and if you're just joining us again, we're live right now on Facebook and KXAN.com and the KXAN News app. If you have any questions for Jim in particular, leave that on Facebook. I'm going to be perusing those and then trying to pull out the best ones that we can. Jim, first of all, tell us what we're expecting tomorrow.
Well, there is a risk of severe thunderstorms in the area and enhanced risk. There's a live pretty picture, isn't it, from the top of the
It looks pretty nice out there right now.
What does it feel like outside? Spring, right?
Warm, yeah.
All right, let me tell you, when it feels like spring outside, the atmosphere can behave like it is spring. And so we've got this talk of a tornado risk tomorrow, and a lot of people are saying, wow, this is January. What in the world's going on? You have tornadoes in January? They're not that common, but they're certainly not unprecedented. And we have had tornadoes over history many times in the month of January. What they do tend to be is a little bit weaker, a little bit smaller, a little bit shorter lasting. You don't have the heat energy of the sun that you do in the months of April, May, and June. And that heat energy is real important for creating, really nasty thunderstorms. But again, when it feels like spring out there, the atmosphere can behave like it's spring. And so we think there could be some severe thunderstorms tomorrow. I know we'll get into the weeds in just a minute. And there's even a favorable environment for a tornado or two tomorrow, believe it or not. Don't want to get everybody all freaked out.
Yes.
We could easily not have a single tornado in our viewing area tomorrow, too. I think that is equally as possible. But the environment is favorable that if the right things come together, here tomorrow, could be a tornado or two.
And of course, that's what we're watching here at KXAN. I want to bring up some graphics now, Jim, that you sent me a little bit earlier. A lot of people on Facebook are asking about where the area is that they're looking at this severe weather potential. So I think this might be the best one to start with. Take a look at this.
Yeah, this is the severe storm outlook from the Storm Prediction Center for Friday, for tomorrow. And notice that Austin is in the area that is in an enhanced risk for severe storms. Now, we've drawn another color there. You see the darker orange that stretches back into the Austin area. That is an area that the Storm Prediction Center says there is a threat of significant severe thunderstorms. So not just an enhanced risk for severe thunderstorms, which means there could be numerous severe thunderstorms in that orange area that stretches all the way back to the western parts of the Austin metro counties. But in that darker orange area to the east, that's the area that the Storm Prediction Center says there's a risk of some significant severe thunderstorms. So what does that mean? That means not only winds of 58 miles per hour that classify a storm as severe, but maybe winds in some of these storms that could be 75 miles per hour. Not just hail that is the size of a quarter, 1 inch in diameter. That classifies a storm as severe, but maybe hail up to 2 inches in diameter, bigger than golf balls. And finally, a better than average chance of a tornado in this particular scenario. And not just of a small EF0, EF1 spin up, but the possibility that a tornado or two could develop in these areas that are as strong as EF2. So we're getting up into strong tornadoes at that point, not violent tornadoes or anything like that. But the EF2 is a strong tornado. We had one of those last year touch down over in Fayette County.
That's true. A lot of people on Facebook right now are asking about when this will arrive. We have some more graphics here. It's starting about 5:30 or so. Is that right?
You've come prepared, Will. I like this. Yeah, here we go. This is our latest high-res model right here. And we don't think much is going to go on, folks, during the day tomorrow until late afternoon. And we may get through rush hour in Austin without much of anything happening, maybe a passing shower. The best analysis right now, and our models are pretty consistent in this, is late afternoon, 5:30. We'll probably begin to see a little squall line form out in the hill country. As you can see on this particular graphic, it stretches from San Saba to Llano to Fredericksburg at 5:30 tomorrow. Okay, let's go forward to the next graphic in time, and you'll see the progression. Between 5:30 and 7:30, that squall line has moved from Highway 16 out in the hill country to up and down I-35. From Georgetown all the way down to San Marcos. Now, we'll tell you on our high-res model that you're looking at right there, we call it the RPM model, this does not show significant severe thunderstorm activity. This does show thunderstorms. That's a squall line right there. There'll be thunderstorms up and down that line, but it's not showing this particular model that many of these storms become severe. So there's some hope for tomorrow so that you don't get your car dinged up. But again, okay, this is 7:30, so most everybody's home from work and settling in. This is when we'll have the action in the metro, we think, between 7 and 8 o'clock. This is 9 p.m., and that line of strong thunderstorms stretches now from Cameron, approaching Rockdale, having moved through Bastrop in the Smithville area, and having moved through Lockhart, and then approaching Fayette County. And I think you got one more there. Look how quickly this stuff moves through. By 10:30, by the time the 10 o'clock news is over on Friday night, this squall line is east of our viewing area and moving over toward Houston. Now, I'll tell you right now, I think that the greatest possibility tomorrow that there is a strong tornado, a damaging tornado, or really, really nasty weather is going to be farther to our northeast. It's going to be in East Texas. It's going to be in the Arklatex area, Shreveport, down toward Lufkin, Tyler, Longview, and maybe as far south as Houston, Bryan College Station. I'm not going to rule out a tornado here in our area because we are in this outlook. But I will tell you this, before all you tornado fraidy cats out there, when the Storm Prediction Center, when they draw these outlook areas, you know, they draw them a little bit liberally. They don't want to leave anybody out, right? And so we're on the western fringe of that area in which an enhanced risk of severe thunderstorms exists. Okay, an enhanced risk, that means there could be numerous severe storms in that area. But we're on the west side of that. You folks out in the hill country, you're only in the marginal to slight risk for severe storms, meaning we're not expecting much. Isolated severe storms out there. So, if you're hopeful that we don't see anything in the way of severe weather, I think the odds are better than not that we don't see widespread severe weather here, that stuff really blows up east and northeast of us. But we are in that area where the parameters in the atmosphere we talked about earlier, Will, start coming together, a turning of the wind with height. We'll have peak warming of the afternoon sun, even though it's low sun angle in January, which also explains why January is not our severe weather season, right?
Right.
And then there's some other parameters in the atmosphere in terms of instability that lead us to believe that there could be a severe storm, cannot rule it out, with a tornado touchdown in our viewing area tomorrow.
All right, and definitely something that we'll be tracking all day long with the meteorologists, with our news team as well. And we have one more graphic to show you all. Whenever we talk about a significant threat or risk, you all sent me this as well to talk about. Explain what this is.
I talked about this a minute ago. Didn't know you had a wonderful graphic for me, but that is exactly what we're talking about when we hear the word significant severe. Not just a severe thunderstorm outlook, but a significant severe thunderstorm. And that would be a storm that produces hail 2 inches in diameter. That's getting up to about the size of an egg. Winds of 75 miles per hour or more. That's hurricane force. And tornadoes that aren't just the little spin-ups, but EF2s that have winds, you know, up 120, 25 miles per hour or more. And those can do, obviously, more significant damage. But I will tell you this as you prepare, and we're not used to preparing for severe weather season here in January, but it's a good time to keep in mind that if you happen to be in a tornado watch tomorrow, a watch simply means there might be a tornado, maybe not even a single tornado forms. But get everything together, get ready, get that room in the middle of your house ready with some pillows and some cushions and some blankets, some bicycle or motorcycle helmets in there and ready to go. If your area goes into that polygon warning area, tornado warning, that means a tornado is very likely, or a tornado could be forming. We see that on radar, or one has been spotted and a tornado is imminent inside that polygon. That's when you actually take action. You go to that interior room on the lowest level of your home, a closet, a hallway, a bathroom. You get in there, you get down low, and you cover up with those pillows and cushions, and you're just fine. Even in an EF2 tornado, the middle of your home, it's going to stay together real well. So we all have tornado shelters in our home.
Right.
We just don't know it, right?
Yes.
It's that middle part, lowest level, interior room. You cover up with a pillow cushion blanket. You put a couple of walls between you and the outside, and there's your tornado shelter. Now, I need to add, this does not apply to mobile homes. If you live in a mobile home, have a plan to go somewhere else if you get into a tornado watch, if a warning is issued. Maybe if you get into a watch and there start to be storms develop and move your way, go ahead and go on over to a neighbor's house that's a more substantial structure. At the last minute, a nearby, even a convenience store that's got the big, strong coolers, in the back would be better than staying in a mobile home in a tornado warning. I want to get out of that mobile home and get to a more sturdy structure if I'm in a tornado warning.
And if you're just joining us, I just want to let you all know we're talking about a severe weather potential tomorrow. A lot of people on Facebook, once again, Jim, are asking about when this will arrive. Today, it's a very pretty warm, cloudy day, as we saw in that live picture just a minute ago from the Austonian camera. And really, we're only looking at this firing up potentially tomorrow evening.
That's right. That's right. We're smooth sailing tonight. I know it looks like it could storm out there at any time, but those are not storm clouds right there. They are just cumulus and stratus clouds, and they may produce a sprinkle or an isolated shower, but there will be no bad weather tonight. There will be no bad weather in the morning on your way to work or school. If we have bad weather or severe thunderstorms, it will not happen until late tomorrow afternoon, until around and a couple hours after sunset on Friday night. And then it's going to blow in and out here. Somebody asked me earlier about flash flooding. Mm-hmm. We don't think there's even going to be probably a single flash flood warning because this is going to be moving so quickly and we're so dry out there. The ground could take a couple inches of rain before it even starts to flood. And so flash flooding we don't think is going to be a threat. It's going to be high winds, possibly wind damage, maybe some power outages, and maybe one or two tornadoes. If you and I talk again on tomorrow night at 10 p.m. and it's all over with and no tornadoes touch down in our area, it would not surprise me.
Okay.
So I don't want to alarm people, but this is why the Storm Prediction Center puts out these risk areas.
Yeah.
They want to bring your attention to the fact that there could be one or two tornadoes in this risk area tomorrow, which is most people are going to find a little unusual in January.
Right, very unusual for me and my experiences too. If you're just joining us again, we're talking about severe weather potential for tomorrow. And we, of course, will have everyone here at KXAN monitoring those conditions and updating you all on our website, online, and on air in many different formats to get you up to date and prepared for the weather potentially tomorrow. Before we go, Jim, I just want you to say, is there anything you'd like to add for people who are watching right now? Anything they should keep in mind?
Keep in mind that the model that we just showed you that had the squall line moving in at a certain time, reaching Austin at 6, 7 p.m. or whatever tomorrow night, that may very well change hour to hour as we go through the day. We get new supercomputer model output every couple of hours, and so I might show you the same model on the 6 o'clock news tonight that has that squall line in Austin looking kind of puny tomorrow at 6 p.m., let's say. And then tonight on the 10 o'clock news, we've got a new supercomputer model output that has initialized with new data, and ideally the closer you get to the event, the more accurate the model data is going to be, right? And so at 10 o'clock tonight, we should hopefully have even a more precise timeline of when this storm activity is going to move in and an idea of how intense it's going to be. But it won't be as good as what David Yeomans will show you tomorrow morning, Friday morning, beginning at 4:30. He'll have lots of new model data. So as we get closer to the event, we'll really be able to fine-tune the details, I think, and have a better idea how serious this is going to be, where the greatest risk areas is, and most importantly for everybody out there, the timeline. I know somebody has a wedding tomorrow afternoon at 4:30 p.m. I'm trying to help them get through that. I think it might be okay based on the timeline right now. At 10 o'clock tonight, could the models have shifted that squall line to Austin by 5:30 p.m. and they're in the middle of their reception? It's a possibility. So we just got to watch it hour by hour, which is why I would just recommend that you stay with us on our broadcasts and online and with our KXAN First Warning Weather app. Can I mention that, Will, real quick?
Oh, of course, yes.
We will send out, if you are in, remember I talked a minute ago about that polygon. If you are in the tornado warning and you get your area is in that polygon that the National Weather Service issues, which means it's urgent that you take tornado precautions right then and there, our weather app, KXAN Weather, just go to your app store and just search KXAN Weather. Our weather app is free. It will alert you that you are in the polygon. So you're at the gross. And if you have selected on your location, follow me. Let's say you're commuting from downtown to Leander. Well, you're driving through northwest Austin. You're not to Leander yet. It'll tell you if you're in the polygon and in your car up at 183 in Mopac, for example. Even though it's not a tornado warning at your house, you've driven into the tornado warning. So it's a really, really good app to have because it will follow you wherever you are and it'll always keep you updated and alerted to severe weather. That's probably the most important function of the app. You're at a baseball game with the kids or a soccer match with the kids, it'll tell you, actually my voice that comes on that says lightning has been detected. Sometimes people come up to me at the grocery store and say lightning has been detected in your area. It's kind of making fun of me coming on their phone all the time telling them about lightning. But that's a handy tool, right?
But they count on it, right?
Well, and you may not be aware that lightning is 6 miles away, but it's approaching, and so you got to take some steps. So we're real proud of our weather app. If you don't have our weather app on your phone, KXAN Weather, search it right now in your app store, and you'll be surprised at how good it is, if I may be so presumptuous.
Yeah, we appreciate that, to let you all know about what resources that exist for you so that you can stay prepared, stay informed for any kind of weather, including the ones that are expected tomorrow. For now, we're going to end our live stream. Thank you all for watching this afternoon here with Jim Spencer. Stay with him all throughout tomorrow, throughout the evening. We have David Yeomans coming in the morning, and then our noon newscast, so we will have much better ideas of what will come tomorrow.
David may chase tomorrow, actually.
Okay.
He'll hardly be
to
able to
that
go to
too.
sleep tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, he may chase tomorrow if we actually start seeing some supercell development
Wow, okay.
in our area. So we may send him out to the tornado. I'm very jealous, but yeah, he's going to possibly be out in the field with one of the best tornado chasers in Central Texas, our buddy Jeff Mangum from Tornado Trackers.
Okay.
We're still discussing that. We're going to wait and see how the pattern unfolds tomorrow. That's not a sure thing, but it's possible you might see David live near a wall cloud tomorrow afternoon.
Again, something to look and watch us here on KXAN for that latest information. Thank you all for watching. Again, Jim Spencer here providing this latest information for all of you at home. We do appreciate that. Again, you can find out a lot of information on our website. We will keep that updated throughout the evening and even tomorrow for the latest details on your forecast. I'm Will DuPree here in the KXAN Live Center. Thank you all for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday and stay with us here on KXAN.